and I am super excited to be able to introduce him to you. So please, put your hands together and help me welcome to the stage, Mike Fitzpatrick. Excellent. Well, first of all, just give us a little background about who you are.
I'm basically the guy who probably shouldn't be up here, and I'm not talking about the excuses, not the fact that I've got a full-time job, that I'm a dude, that I'm over 50. Those are just excuses. I'm talking about the deep stuff. When I was born, I was actually born with my feet pointed backwards and upside down. And from the age of 1 to 2, I lived in a crippled children's hospital in the US, even though we were Canadian. So my mom actually could only see me on weekends. You can imagine how tough that was for her. I had the proverbial Forrest Gump braces, like those were actually real. So that was me for about a year of my life. My wife and I, my beautiful wife, we went through 5 years of pretty agonizing fertility, 23 embryo transfers, if you've ever done that. You can imagine that's a lot of bad news, right? Miscarriages, ectopic pregnancies. I can remember being in the hospital with her after ectopic, and they give you something called methotrexate, which basically is an anti-cancer drug. And they didn't tell us that what it does is it actually also decreases your egg supply and makes it harder for you to get pregnant again. So we went through that for about 5 years. I walked away from a business that I created with my brother, and about the same time as we went through fertility, we were hit with an $8 million lawsuit, both our company and ourselves personally. It's technically fired from my own company, if you want to go there. I was at least 30 pounds overweight, and what my doctor said was probably the highest blood pressure he'd ever seen from a non-smoker. So, needless to say, I was probably on none of your dream team lists.
And with that being said, where were you before Beachbody?
Yeah, so just before, we were about, 200 grand in debt from fertility treatments. It was pretty tough. We'd taken out a second, a third mortgage. Again, I was 30 pounds overweight, heading the wrong way really fast. I could barely walk to the park with my daughter without my knees. It's basically, I have no meniscus on this leg. I actually can never run again. Great top coach, right? And life was a struggle. And I was pretty embarrassed of the path that I was leading my family down, because at the exact same time as the fertility happened, that lawsuit came up. So we weren't necessarily in a great place.
Very understandable with all that happening. How did you find Beachbody at this point?
Yeah, so luckily we have 2 kids. It worked out through, we went the adoption route, we talked through it, we talked through the surrogacy route, we talked through the egg donor route, we went through everything, but luckily we have 2 kids. And after each kid, my wife did P90X. And with my knee, I would try it, I'd go down, and I just can't do it, it's too hard. 21 Day Fix came out, short story, Kat became my best friend. She was, I went up, I snuck downstairs, I took the DVDs down when nobody was home, because I knew I just couldn't do it again. And I actually started crying, because it was like the first program I felt I could actually do. And you don't want your wife to be embarrassed to do, right? That's tough. No, it's tough as a guy. So I was able to do that, contacted my brother Jamie, and I said, dude, I need to share this with people. What do I do? And for everything that Kim's talked about, we literally, when we started, we had 3 videos for training. That's it. How to set up a Facebook, it's almost embarrassing. How to set up a Facebook page, how to set up a business Facebook page, and how to get to 1,000 likes. That was it. That's all we got. That was it. And so we went at it. If I didn't know, I said, dude, what do I do? He's like, I don't know. That's all I was given. And we just figured, you know what a mall is here? You kind of think you can swear all the time now, but it's true. It comes out. We just figured stuff out, right? And part of that, with ads and everything, 2016, basically it was a mathematical formula for us. We knew if we put in $100 with ads, we were going to get 5 customers, whatever it came down to. It was a mathematical business formula, but everything changed. So
Now, with figuring out some of that stuff, we can say,
yeah.
tell us a little bit about this Instant Pot TV cooking show thing you got going on.
Yeah, so now, and I'm going to try to explain this so it doesn't come across as an excuse. Take yourself back to when you weren't a coach and you're just on Instagram, okay? This isn't an excuse, it's just an explanation so you can understand me. What would you have done when you're scrolling through all your fashion bloggers and you get a 50-ish guy liking on 5 of your posts, commenting on 3 of them, and DMing you? Don't say it, but on the count of 3, what would you do to that account? 1, 2, 3?
Block!
Thank you. Didn't all have to say it? Shelly Heim, I know you're in the back. You would have been my friend somewhere. But it's true, you would have, and they do. So I had to reinvent myself. My brand had to change. I discovered the Instant Pot, and I started doing live videos. And Melissa talked about it as well, about trying to get ahead of things. What's working now might not work, so you gotta try something else. It's basically a pressure cooker, right? It's a time bomb in your kitchen. So I started doing these live videos, and I got up to like 10,000 views on Facebook Lives, 20, 30, 40. I got up to 50,000 views for these live cooking shows. They were my kitchen. Basically, it looks like the Fix-Aid kitchen, but what happened was I started to develop my brand. And it happened by accident. It's a big island, and the camera's in the tripod. I pressed play, and I'd run around, and I had to slide into the picture. Now, I know half of you have no idea who I am, so you probably haven't seen it, but has anybody actually seen any of my videos?
Woo!
Cool. So that became my brand, and if I didn't slide in, if you're old enough, like me, risky business, you know, but I didn't wear underwear, I would slide into the videos, and it actually worked. And that was my way of connecting with a largely female audience. My clientele is still 95% female, and without coming across creepy. So what I would do, it's true, you would have blocked me, you said it yourself. So what I would do is I would drop my indirect invites that way. I would just be talking, I'd be making spaghetti squash with a nice bolognese, and I would say, for those of you in our private group, this is 2 reds and a green, right? And if 40,000 people are watching, I started to get the bites, right? You just throw it out there, and I'd be getting these DMs. What are these reds and greens you're talking about? Or for those of you in our private clientele group, this is one of the dishes that everybody's, you know, dropping the weight with. So these are these subtle invites without the direct, come join my group, right? You also have to be careful that you don't self-promote to some degree, obviously, because we don't want to come across as creepy. So that's what happened for me. That's how I developed my brand. And yeah, it kind of took off a little bit.
Now, with that being said, a lot has happened from then till now.
Okay, but just wait though. I had this epiphany last night. I did. I think big, I throw it at the wall and see what sticks. So think of monthly fix, and I see you. And I know you know Carl, you can put in a word for me. Think monthly fix, Instant Pot Week featuring Mike Fitzpatrick. And instead of Bobby standing there, I slide in from the side. Maybe, just saying. What's that? Thank you, we can talk.
Well, definitely, there's the word for you anyways. Now, with all that being said, a lot has happened from that point to this point. So how would you say that Beachbody has really changed or influenced your life?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds melodramatic to say it saved your life, but I mean, I wasn't heading in the right direction. I mean, it's definitely prolonged it. I've been able to pay off all our fertility bills, which is really cool. And I know she's here. My wife and I are talking about a 3rd child. Isn't it admission that it's happening? I know you're probably right over there.
She's recording! We're recording!
Just talking about it, okay? And just the fact that I'm 52 in December, that we're even talking about having a kid, like, that's my biggest issue. But I didn't think I'd ever feel this good, right? It's brought my life back. So here's something that we're also kind of in negotiations, I call it, right? I'm willing to talk about it. She's a very hot lady who speaks French and dabbles in coaching. So how much, I'm willing to give if she's willing to give a little bit, right? Parlez-vous français? So there's that. I was able to afford stem cell transplant surgery, which is really crazy. I'm not going to get into what happens, but you're basically awake and they hammer a rod into your pelvic bone, suck out the marrow, put it back into your knee to grow cartilage, okay? It's taken away 80% of the pain. I'll still never run, but it's not the fact it's not the fact that I was able to afford it, it's that I want that for my life. I want that for my kids to be able to walk into the park again and not be in pain. And it's basically taken away the shame of what I've gone through, and now I'm able to connect with people on a deeper level because I've been talking about it, on social media, and it's basically turned my struggles into what I call my superpowers.
And that's what I love about this business allows us to find people like Mike and to find people like you guys. So allow this business to let your weaknesses become your superpowers. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day.